Smooth is first. All right. What's going on? Just going to give it a minute, you guys. Let people jump on here. I didn't tell anybody anywhere that I was going live. So we'll give it just a minute. Turn off my phone. Because my phone always starts lighting up when I go live. So I got a little smarter with that. How's everybody doing? It's good to see everybody. I didn't actually think I was going to go live tonight, but editing video, and I'm kind of sick of it. So I need a little break. So I thought I'd jump on here and say hi to everybody. I hope everybody's having a great week and a good weekend here. I've been busy, but we haven't really been busy at work. So I've been pretty much trapped right here in this chair for a while, and I'll let you guys know why, what's going on with all that. There's just been a lot of office work, which I don't love. I don't like being stuck here. Brian, thank you very much. What's going on, Canada? Tons of people from Canada watch the channel. So shout out to all my Canadian friends. My eyes, I'm 46, about to turn 47, and I've mentioned this before, but my eyes are just not what they used to be. Like, the distance to my screen right now, it's the exact distance at where I can't exactly read it without my glasses. But then when I get closer and I have my glasses on, it's just at the wrong distance. So I don't like getting old, but I don't want bifocals yet either. I keep fighting that. My regular glasses are just, traditional lenses, and I can't see up close with the glasses on anymore. I have to take them off. Getting old, it's not great. Getting gray too, really, really gray. So I'm not going to shave my beard. I don't care if it's gray. Sick new logo for the business. Actually, it looks better than the one I just put on the thumbnail for this live. The new business logo for Easy Money Equipment. It's actually a lot nicer than what you see on the thumbnail, because I handed it off to my guy Chris over at Hoopsters, and he kind of worked his magic on it, and he made it looking better than it does on the thumbnail. I'm pretty sure that's the thumbnail I use is the old one, and he actually refreshed it. It looks great. The video that's coming out on Monday, I'm actually putting the stickers on some of the equipment. So you'll see the actual stickers on Monday. I'm nervous about the whole rental equipment business. I just don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't have the time. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate it. Brian, no Sunday video. So Autumn's been really busy. So I've been editing the majority of the videos myself. So there's no way that I can insert another video. Not only that, you guys are pretty much caught up on the videos. I'm not really far behind anymore. Fiber and E&B Roofing, thank you very much. So I don't have a lot of videos left because I've been stuck in the office. I have three videos here. I have the chips in the bag. I have a fourth here. Autumn has one. So I'm only 5 videos behind. And that's only a week and a half or whatever. A little less than 2 weeks of videos. So you guys are pretty much caught up for the most part. There's a few little things you guys haven't seen, but you guys are pretty much caught up. But yeah, I've been busy in the office, not doing anything real exciting, that's for sure. Annie's doing good, William. Thanks for asking. She's naughty. You guys see, she's super naughty. She is bad. She is a bad cat. I go to get her in the morning. You guys seen, she runs away. She hides. She thinks it's a game. And then, she'll get in these weird moods where she just starts zooming around and she gets crazy. Like, she'll chase after the kid. She'll bite a little bit. Not hard. She's just playing, but she'll bite. She runs outside all the time. She jumps up on the counter. She knocks over all the cups. Like, the kids will have cups of water, and she thinks it's funny to jump up on the counter or the table, and she paws the cups over and spills all the water. So like last night, we have a really nice dining table, and she spilled a big glass of water. And, you come in there and she knows it's wrong. She jumps down. As soon as you walk in there, she jumps down and runs away. She knows she did something wrong, but she thinks it's funny. Annie's super bad. But I love Annie. She's a good cat, but she is pretty naughty. Can you please talk about the joiner? So the joiner had a couple prototypes, a few prototypes actually, and the one that I think has the best chance of making it, I actually took over to the machine shop. So the machine shop has it now, and he's going to build. My prototype wasn't finished, so he's going to finish the prototype. I'm going to start using it this season, test it, and if it needs any changes, I'll make the changes. And I'm hoping to have it's going to be a series of joiners. It's not going to just be a walking joiner. I'm going to have several variations, I guess you could say. And there's one specific aspect of the joiner that nobody's ever seen before, and nobody's ever thought of before. That's what I'm excited about. So there's one aspect of it that I think is going to be, I think it's going to change things, and I think it's going to do really well. But I've been wrong before, so I'm going to make it. The intentions are right now. I'm either going to, um, try to sell it on my website, market it, which will be relatively easy for me to get the word spread around, of course. And during the summer, I have some really good friends in the area. Uh, these guys are great concrete guys. I'm talking great finishers, old school, been in the industry for decades, older than I am. And these guys can cut some joints, trust me. And I'm friends with them. So I'm going to take my joiner to them, and let them try it and get feedback from them before I send it out. Because obviously, if you make the thing, you might be biased and you might think in your mind that it's actually better than it is. It's performing better than reality. So I'm going to have my friends use it, and if they think it's as good as I think it's going to be, then I know I have a winner, and then I'll move forward with it. So thank you very much, Big Chief. Same seal coat and striping in Washington State. Tino, is Tino coming back? Yes, right now. I think on my last video I announced that Big Ray's coming back. So I think you guys already know that. Tino's the only other one I don't think I had mentioned, but yeah, Tino is intending on coming back. So as far as I know, everybody's going to be back. We're going to have the same crew, same everything is going to be going on. There's just going to be a lot more added on to everything. Will Bugs come back? No, no, that's not really that's not in the plans. So what's going on, Scotland? Ronnie Beverage, thank you very much. Sign situation. Did you ever get the victory sign situation worked out? No, I just took the sign down. So you're referencing the city codes and so forth, and you got to get a sign permit, and it can be a certain size. They want to know like where it's placed on the lot, how far from the lot line it is, and all this stuff. And it's like there's a fee, permit fee, of course. And I just took it down. I just didn't want to deal with it. I was already irritated, and taking it down made me feel a little better, I guess you could say, just like frustrated. And it's not really that big of a deal because that entrance, once we start making the building, once they give me the go ahead, the entrance is moving to the other side of the property anyway. So that entrance really isn't going to get used anymore anyway. So it's no biggie there. I am going to get a porta john. I just don't think that's going to help that much, Steven. Um, the guys go to the gas station and they go to the bathroom, but they buy stuff there and all that. I don't really know what to do about that. I think it just is what it is. So Roman, thank you very much. A victory hat. Chris asked where I can get a victory hat. So I do have a website. I don't mention it a ton. Thank you, Lucas, Barry. A lot of questions, and I'm sorry I just can't get to them all. Thank you, Sam, Vincent. So I do have a website. I just don't mention it a whole lot. It's victorystyle.com. We sell merchandise there. So these hats, the hoodies, pretty much everything. Here's another one here. Pretty much everything that you see me wear. This one. You guys have seen all this stuff before, but it's all on the website. I got some other hats lined up here. Just giving shout outs. These guys have sent me stuff, just in the past. This one here, the Mexico hat, Carlito gave me this, and I've never worn it. I feel a little awkward wearing it, honestly. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I just feel a little weird, like everybody's going to come up to me and start talking Spanish or something, and all I know is hola. But that's that's this hat here. FM Exteriors. You guys, that's the guy that did my roof. So you guys he actually has a YouTube channel, FM Exteriors. He pretty much started a YouTube channel when he did my roof. And then Nava Concrete or Nava, I don't know. I think we met these guys at the World of Concrete last year. Um, I remember these guys were really cool. I can't picture their faces or anything because there was a few of them, but I remember they're out in California. And then Pittman's, they sent me a hat and some other stuff. I think they're in Pennsylvania, maybe. I can't remember. But I think I have some more over here. I get a lot of hats, you guys. I get hats from all over the place, all over the place. Pistachios. I love pistachios. Cleveland Video Pro. So Independent Electric. I get a lot of hats. I have a lot of hats. If you want to send me a hat, maybe I'll end up on a live stream. I don't know. But I usually try to give a shout out when anybody sends me anything. Thank you, Carlos. I appreciate that. Logan, what's going on? Up in Michigan, appreciate you. You get that one truck back yet from Nate the Great? Yeah, so that truck is all fixed. The F-350 is done. I think that was on the last video. Yeah, it was. It was on the last video. How many hats do you have? So I just pulled a few hats out from back here. Like I got stacks of hats over here. I have a lot. I have hundreds of hats. I have hats from all over the place. A lot of people send me hats, and I have a lot of my own hats. But I like hats. Obviously, I normally wear my own hats. But you guys have seen occasionally. Like I have one. I don't know. There's one that I like to wear from somebody else. That's it right there. This is the one right here. I don't know why I like to wear this hat. I like the green. And this is actually a local landscaper, Laos. I think that's how you say it. I'm not even sure. Luz, Laos. But I do wear this hat because I like the green color. I don't know. But green is not my color. I appreciate the hat. Caleb, thank you very much from Italy. That's pretty cool. Clover Auto Repair. Have you serviced the Duramax yet? I have not serviced the Duramax yet at all. I have not changed oil. It is due for an oil change like now. I just got to take it in. The truck, we don't use it much, but it needs to go in. Thanks for reminding me. What's going on? Seven Cities Mobile Mechanic. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. What's up, Ryan from California? Frank Arcos. Thanks for joining in. Get the tandem fixed. The tandem won't be fixed until we need it. So that's kind of how my mechanic operates. He basically knows when you need it, and he'll just put it off until springtime, and it'll get done. He always gets stuff done. He does a great job, but you're not getting it back until you absolutely need it. Like the day that you need it, he will finish it. That's how it's always been. Casey Rainey, thank you very much. Houston, Texas, what's going on, Brian? Can you see who watches your channel the most out of all your viewers? No, Jordan, I cannot see that. That is one statistic that they do not give you. They give you a lot of statistics, all the demographics and all that kind of stuff, but you can't see like how long an individual, that would get pretty crazy. That would be a huge list, a lot to analyze. Thank you, Jalen Dog and Nicholas. Thank you so much. How much the job? Why don't you show how much jobs cost? Well, there's a couple reasons. Number one, it's kind of irrelevant because regionally, concrete work, it varies greatly. What they get paid in California as opposed to what they get paid here, to what they might get paid in, Maine or down in Florida or wherever. You know what I mean? Regionally, costs vary a lot. Cost of concrete, the cost of everything varies. So it wouldn't really help you so much. And then secondly, as the channel's grown, the vast majority of the customers, they know that I'm on YouTube. They watch the videos. So in the beginning, I was more like open to sharing because the customers didn't really know who I was. They didn't. The chances were they weren't going to see the video. So if I share how much they paid, that's not really fair to them anymore because the channel's grown to the point where like somebody's going to say something to them like, I saw your video and wow, you paid, 13 grand for your driveway. Like, did you get a raise? Like, I don't want to put customers in that situation, you know what I mean, with their family or friends. It's just not fair to them. And I'm not trying to make anybody angry. Obviously, my customers don't want to do anything to irritate them at all. CEO is going to be super busy with the new rental company. So I guess I'll share this information. So here's a little interesting information as far as, thank you very much, Kevin. If I don't shout you out, I'm sorry. There's just a lot of stuff, scrolling. I just can't. So interesting nugget about the equipment rental business. I have a friend, and he pretty much had the same idea that I did at the same exact time, although we didn't know it. So he, I think, is intending or has already started equipment rental company in that same area geographically. So he got in touch with me and he asked me if we wanted to partner, or if I wanted to partner with him. Neither one of us really knew what that would look like exactly. So that's just something that I'm considering. Um, it's become pretty apparent that I'm going to get overwhelmed this year. I already kind of am, and the year didn't even start. We're not even doing concrete work. Just thinking about all that I need to do. So I'm giving that some thought, some consideration. Maybe just having my equipment over by him and letting him deal with the renting of it out, because he's very well known. Like, every contractor around here knows him. He has a big clientele base, I guess you could say. He's been around for a long time. Uh, I just don't know if it's a good idea. I'm wrestling with that. Part of me says let somebody else do it, take the responsibility of renting it out, and dealing with the customers. And of course, he would get a cut, but I would still make enough money, and I wouldn't have to deal with it. I could focus on other things. But on the other hand, I'm like, I don't know if I want to start down that road, because if it starts growing, I don't know if I could ever reel that back in. You know what I mean? If we're already kind of joined together. And I think that's just one of those situations where there's a potential that things could go south and things could get ugly. And we're really good friends, and I don't want that to happen. So just some thoughts, sharing with you guys what's going on, just being real. ProTech would love to give you custom paint for the rental business and give you scratch protection, son. Ryan Courtright, I think he sent me a message on Instagram, but yes, sir, I am aware. I do have your message, and I appreciate it, and I will definitely let you know on that. Somebody asked what kind of GoPros that I use. So I got so many GoPros, you guys. I could just keep pulling. I could just keep pulling GoPros out. I got GoPros. I got GoPros everywhere, and I got all kinds of GoPros. I break them all the time, so I just keep buying new ones. From 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Actually, I don't think I have a 12 yet. I don't think I bought a 12. This one here this is a 9. This is an older one. So if you're just getting into videoing, GoPros are pretty much all the same. They're just like iPhones. Like iPhone, you know, they come out with a new phone, but it's just minorly different, than the last version. They're pretty much all the same. It's just like the GoPros. They are all the same. They just are. The 12, they promised that I don't have one yet, but they promised that some of the overheating issues are going to be fixed on the 12, which would be nice because that's a problem. It's been a problem. If you record in 4K, these cameras get hot and they overheat. They shut down. So if that actually happened, that would be a good thing. We would definitely use the 12s then instead of what we've been using. Been using primarily 11, but like I said, they're pretty much all the same. So don't spend a lot of money getting the best, the newest, and the best, because you're just wasting your money, especially if you're just starting out. I get my GoPros from. I just go to Best Buy. They always have them on the shelf. Then when I need them, I just run there. I have a brand new one. It's set up in half an hour. I have a new one ready to go. If I was smart, I would order them because you can get them for cheaper. But I'm just one of those people that just wants stuff like now. Now I just want to run to the store, grab what I need, and it's done. Hello from Ireland, Winston Cave. Dumb question. Let's see. Tom Ford from Ohio. Love your content. Thank you, Tom. Appreciate it. Why don't you keep a couple extra GoPros? I don't know. It's the same reason you don't keep extra underwear. I say I've been wearing the same pair for like 16 weeks now. Why get new ones when the old ones aren't bad? You know what I'm saying? Did you figure out who hit the garage door at the condos? No, I didn't. Tino, we were just there, Tino and myself. Tino admitted to knocking the mailbox off, so that was a good start, but nobody told me who hit the garage. Tino said he doesn't think it was him. I don't know. I'm never going to find out. It's just one of those things I need to fix and forget about. 2024 sold out yet? No, 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 not a chance. No, not a chance. I have a handful of jobs lined up right now. That's how it is every year. I don't sell out in the winter. Um, it's the way it's always been from the beginning of the business. You start doing estimates generally like in March, but we started doing estimates. Actually, I have some big news I'm going to share with you guys right now. I haven't told anybody this. I haven't put it on my channel, but I actually found a salesman. So his name is, I gotta think of a nickname for him. I'll think of a nickname for him before I even tell you guys. But he's a mature gentleman, older than I am. He has some experience. He had a professional career, but before his professional career, he had experience in the concrete industry. And I just did my first round of estimates with him this morning, just trying to teach him. And, within a couple weeks, hopefully he'll be out on his own doing bids and selling some jobs. So the leads are coming in strong. I'm not really all that concerned about it. I'm not concerned enough that I'm considering not doing the home show this spring. I've been doing the home show every year for a long, 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 long time. I'm actually considering not doing it this year. Most of the time recently, what's been happening is I'll get the leads from the home show and I never even go through them, which is, I hate to say that, but it's true because I've had so many other leads coming in and you're only one person. You can only do so much. So I'm not sure I'm going to do the home show this year at all, which I'm looking forward to because I don't like doing it. It's a lot of time. It's a lot of effort. So it would be nice to have that time back, but we'll see. I haven't fully decided on that. Steven Saylor, hello from Norway. That's so cool. That's crazy. Thank you very much. Money is on Big Ray Banker. Whatever happened to the huge flag you said you were going to get for the new land? So Budman, the huge new flag that I have a huge new flag. Somebody gave me a giant flag. I can't put a flag like that on the land. I put a size flag. It's like a 3x5 where I felt was reasonable. You can't just erect a giant flag on your land, especially when you're going to start building. There's going to be excavators and bulldozers and cranes and everything else like on the land. You can't erect a flag. I will once the buildings are complete. At least one building is complete. We will put a big, huge flag up, but we're nowhere near that point yet. But it is still in the plans. I promise you, I'll put a giant flag on the land as big as Menominee Falls will allow. And at this stage, I don't know. Maybe the 3x5 is maxed out. I'm not sure. Oh man, nickname him Old Money. Old Money. I'll think of something really good. Just finished your video. Thank you very much, Homeboy James Productions. Appreciate that. When grandma's starting YouTube, Kevin, I don't know. It seems kind of funny to even say that. What's the difference between cement and concrete? 1 second, I'll answer that. Salad or hard-boiled eggs? I actually like both of them together. I like hard-boiled eggs in my salad. So cement versus concrete. Cement is just a powder. It's one of the ingredients that you use to make concrete along with the aggregate or the gravel, the sand, and the water. So cement is just a powder. So when people say my cement driveway or my cement sidewalk or whatever, it's not cement. You don't have a powder sidewalk. You have a concrete sidewalk. So that's the difference. And concrete guys take great offense to that too. Right, Tony Rinaldi? Old money salesman. So concrete guys hate that. I mean, I don't really care, but a lot of concrete guys just can't stand when people call concrete cement. It's like one of those things. Who do you consider your right-hand man now that Bugs is gone? I don't know. Biggest buck ever? It's right there. That's it. Biggest buck ever. I didn't really shot a lot of big bucks. I got another buck over there on the wall. smaller, and he's broke off. But that was the biggest one. It's 150 inches exactly, like right on the head. I had it measured, and that's the biggest one I ever got. That was with a bow. I don't know. I don't know that I have a right hand man. I mean, I'm pretty close with all the guys. I'm close with Eric and Francisco and Big Ray, and um, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what to say about that. So I don't know that it's a requirement that you have a right hand man. What cowboy hat is that? I don't know, but I bet it's dusty up there. I haven't taken that down for a long time. So I actually bought this from a store in Texas, and it was expensive. This was an expensive hat, and this wasn't like one of the real expensive hats, but these cowboy hats are way more expensive than you could ever imagine. So this is a Stetson. There it is right there. So anybody out there that knows about cowboy hats, you can just let everybody know that cowboy hats cost way more than you think. So like this hat could buy, let me think. Um, I don't know, like 30, 40 of these hats. Just give you an idea. But cowboy hats are really cool. I don't wear it because it's one of those things where I'm not a cowboy. You know what I mean? I was born and raised like pretty much in the city. I like the country, but I'm a city boy. You know, part of me wants to be a country boy, but I would just be faking it. You know what I mean? Like if I wear a cowboy hat, like you guys would be talking all kinds of stuff. Let's see. What's up? See? Go ahead. Start with the comments. Say something. Say something with the cowboy hat on. You guys will start talking right away. Right? So, anyways, I bought it more or less for a souvenir. When I was in Texas, I bought cowboy boots and I bought a cowboy hat, just like souvenir from Texas. Because when you're in Texas, like you wear a cowboy hat, like pretty much everybody wears a cowboy hat, at least where I was traveling through. Looks good. Yes. No way. Somebody said broke back. No, 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 no. John Wayne the second. We live 2 houses from you. Can we come see you tomorrow? I don't know that that's actually real. Blood, Sweat, and Tears Concrete. How's it going? He says, howdy, partner. So you're from Arizona. I know a lot of, I'm sure probably a lot of people wear cowboy hats in Arizona too. Not as much as Texas though. Rustic furniture. Mike's Custom Furniture says, my daughter and I build rustic furniture. We're starting our YouTube channel. I hope it's eventually as successful as your channel. Ryan, well, good luck with that. So one of the things, I got to take this off, you guys. I don't like the look of myself. It's kind of weird, a little awkward. Plus, if somebody jumps on the channel and they didn't know I was just wearing it as, just to show people. So with YouTube, I'll give you a little tip since you said you're starting. Austin Emmons, thank you very much. So YouTube is just as much personality as it is content. And what I mean by that is you got to do something that's interesting, um, it's something satisfying, or if you have some skill that's rare, people are very interested in that. But then you got to have the personality too. If you're a very dry and boring person, even though you're very skilled, you'll find some success. But to be very successful, I think there's got to be like some kind of a blend between being, skillful and showing people, and then also having a personality, and people find you entertaining or drawn to you for some different reasons. That's kind of the secret, I think. Hope it's sturdy furniture, at least. I'm sure it is. Did you hire a good finisher? No, I'm still torn on what to do with a finisher. I don't want to have too many guys, you know what I mean? So I'm like at that point right now where clearly in my mind I have too much. I have too much for myself to handle, and I don't know exactly what to do about it. So I talked to a friend who owns a much bigger business than mine, and he was like, "Dude, you gotta hire, you gotta get like some people around you that are business savvy, to help manage the business. Get like a business manager." I had been thinking about it, so I brought the idea up to him, and he was like, "Yes, you got to do that, man. You got to get somebody that can help you like manage, not just guys that can finish concrete. These guys, this guy, whoever I might hire, he would have nothing to do with the work, the concrete work. It would just be all like managing this kind of stuff. Because I'm to the point where like I'm going to start making tools. I have just the equipment business. Like I could get a manager that would be his full time job just to run that business. But there's even more than that. Like I need help. Like I'm getting like seriously disorganized. I have too much going on. I'm right in the middle. Oh, I'll share this. This is another interesting and very um, anxiety inducing thing that's happening to me right now. I am in the middle of an audit, and that really isn't any fun. So it's not an IRS audit, but it's just like an IRS audit. It's exactly the same as an IRS audit. It's a state level, and it's from the Department of Workforce Development, which runs the unemployment insurance. So basically, it's a state agency. They have the same authority as the IRS, essentially, in demanding all your records and all your bank statements, all your records from your suppliers, all your tax returns, all your employee records, all your payroll records. I mean, they want cash. They want everything, and that's stressing me out because it's taken a lot of time to like find stuff, and I'm not as organized as I should be because you guys see like the life I live. Like I'm super busy. I'm doing this and doing this and doing this, so the office and my business gets disorganized. Uh, so that I'm in the middle of that right now. So I'm not like, I guess I have some anxiety that they might find something because of my disorganization where they ask me a question like, and I just don't have the answer for it. You know what I mean? Like I can't remember everything that I've purchased for the last several years. I just can't. So like, what happens then if they say, "Give me this information," and I say, "I just don't know." Like, what happens then during an audit? I don't know. So that's kind of stressing me out right now, and just all the other stuff. I just think that if I got somebody in here to help with the business, I can afford to hire a business manager at this point in my business. Like I can hire somebody that's paid really well, somebody that's smart with a business degree, that's organized. But like finding the kind of person that I would be able to work with, that I would be able to trust to a high level. You're talking about like they have their fingers in the intricacies of my business. Um, the finances, and they know everything. To trust somebody, that's super hard to find, super hard to find. So it's another thing that I'm wrestling with in my mind. So things are changing. So I don't know. What do you guys think? I am where I am now. It's not like I can go backwards. I'm not going backwards. I'll never go backwards unless I'm forced to. Obviously, if you get sick or things happen, obviously, but I'm already like where I am. So it's you have to do something about it. And I just feel like this year could be a disaster. We're gonna get work done. It's just, am I gonna be able to like mentally handle it and like stay like focused and just be able to accomplish everything? So you guys saw in the last video, like I was like you guys saw that, and it looked like I was just getting stressed because of the city and the permitting and the violations and all that. That was just like one thing that was rolling around in my head. There was several other factors that kind of got me to the point where I was like, ah. That's why I said, I really wasn't myself in the video. Like when I went to edit it, I was like, man, I'm complaining. Just not a good look. But I was like, I'm just putting it out there anyway because I'm not the only one. Like there's tons of guys just like me, and they get frustrated, and even more so than that. So I promise, even when I started the channel, that I wasn't gonna be a fake. Like I'm not here to make myself look good and edit everything so I'm Mr. Perfect and all that. I'm not. You guys see, I show a lot of mistakes that I make, like things like mixing up that paint. You guys saw me do that, like super stupid mistake. I made myself look like a fool, but I put it in the video because like other people do the same kind of dumb stuff sometimes. That's one of the big, huge problems with the internet. Like the Instagram and Facebook is people post perfect pictures of themselves, and they only post pictures when they're having fun and when they're with their friends and they're on the beach, and they're so like, especially young people, they get this idea that that's what life should be. So they start comparing themselves to these perfect people. And honestly, that's had a really detrimental effect on our culture of our young people. Um, the depression is just, it's terrible. The thoughts of suicide in young people, it's crazy. I don't want to start ranting about that, but you guys know that that's true. Like 100%, like just being fake on the internet, it's huge, that's, and it's not good for us. It's not been good for our country at all. So I decided early on, like, I'm just going to be real. If I mess up, like if I struggle, whatever, if something bad happens, I'll show it. It is what it is. It's real life. And so far, I don't think it's hurt me. I think it's actually helped because people see that. I think it's relatable. You know what I mean? More people can relate to it. I think people have gotten. I know I have, but I think people in general have gotten pretty sick of fake. So all the reality TV shows, like all the fake, all the acting, and then pretending like it's reality TV. Like I think we've reached a point where we're kind of sick of it, which is good. So I don't know how I start talking about all that, but you guys think about the same stuff. I'm sure. I'm sure. What's going on, Hawaii, Bruce? Have you thought about doing heated concrete? Not sure what you mean by that. I assume that you mean like hydronic heated concrete, which we have poured. Not a lot because it's very expensive, but I've poured a few, like a handful of concrete over, hydronic heating systems, and it doesn't really change too much what we do. We're just pouring over, 2-inch foam and basically PEX tubing essentially. Doesn't really change what we do. It's the same. You talked about a business manager. You're going to need a procurement manager to keep track of all your purchases and finance. Next audit, this person can send over an Excel file, and your supplies will always be stocked. Yeah, I know. I never claimed to be a great businessman. Um, I'm a concrete finisher, man, and I started a business. And honestly, like I do the best I can. No, I don't have any education in business or anything like that. You just learn as you go. And it's not like a giant mess or anything, but it could be a lot better if I had somebody to help. A lot of owners, they start their business and they have employees that get the work done on the jobs, and then they're eventually able to step back and work on the business. I don't like working on the business. I like being on the job, and that's been one of my problems. Is the business really needs to be worked on and needs to be organized, and systems need to be put in place. But I don't have time to do it, and I don't want to do it. I don't like to do it. I do what I need to do to get by and just keep things moving. And I've been successful. That's the crazy thing, is even though I'm not a great businessman, nobody's ever taught me anything. I've made it work. You can still make it work. But I'm like at a crossroads right now where it's like I've grown to the size now just with everything, social media and all, the tools and the rental. And I got so much in the building and all that and starting, rental properties and all that. I've got to the point where it's like I lay in bed at night. I'm like, I can't handle all this. Like, I can't do all this. I do not have the time anymore. So I don't know. I guess it's a good problem to have. So I still haven't even decided if I'm going to do that, like hire somebody like that, but I sure am thinking about it. Put it that way. So, oh, I wanted to mention this. You guys saw I did that like little promotion for Decocrete. So if you didn't see that, um, do I even have a Decocrete hat here? I don't think I have one down here. Well, you guys are invited to Decocrete. They have a show coming up. It's March 14th and March 15th. It's a Thursday and a Friday. It's out in Canton, Ohio. And super good company, great guys, Jason, Jeff out there, like really good people, Tyler. And the show, I've been going there for a few years now, and it started out, in one of their own locations, their retail locations, and then last year it grew, and they rented a place, and it keeps growing. The show keeps getting bigger and bigger, and now they're renting like the Football Hall of Fame area. So it's growing and growing, and it's a great show. Like if you're serious about decorative concrete, if you want to, make connections with people in the industry, if you want to learn about product, if you want to learn something new, they do like everything: epoxy, vertical concrete, all that stuff, stamp concrete. The most talented guys in the country are there. So the best decorative guys in the I think in the world probably are most of them are at that show. So like that's the show to be at if you're like super serious about concrete, decorative concrete, if you're a contractor or even if you're a do-it-yourselfer who wants to like, learn or try a project, like learn about some product that you're not familiar with, like that's the place to be. And what's cool about those guys is they're really on the educational side. They're all about teaching us how to use products, how to get stuff done, how to avoid pitfalls, all kinds of tips and tricks. And I really appreciate what those guys do out there. Good people. So if you can make it March 14th and 15th, come on out. March 14th, we're doing a panel discussion. The topic is social media. It's myself, Rick Thomas, Mike Day, Grub Mud, and Jeff. And I don't know if there's anybody else. That's all I've heard of so far. That's at 11 o'clock on Thursday. And then right before that, I'm going to do a meetup at 10 o'clock. So kind of like we did in Las Vegas, we'll do a meetup, same kind of thing. I'll have hats and stuff like that. So for those of you that didn't see the little promotion that I did on the last video. Testing, Billy Smith, loud and clear. Jason Vince says, Cisco. Why didn't you go to the Farrell show with the guys? So that was not the Farrell show, you guys. I am going to the Farrell show. That's coming up. You guys are talking about, they had a little Proline training seminar. That was just recent. That's what Cisco went to. And really after seeing his video, I had, I told those guys to go there. I was like, you guys should go there. You guys can, make videos and learn some stuff and all that. But I just mentioned why I wasn't there because I've been stuck right here in the office. I just had a lot of stuff going on. And that's not the show. The show is, I don't remember when it is. It's really soon. It's like March, maybe first or second week of March. That's coming up. And we'll be there. I'll be there like I always am. Took my ARs out today. That's awesome, Sean. I only took mine out twice all year. Thank you, Royce. I appreciate that. Peaceful vibes. Didn't miss much. I'm not going to say anything, obviously, about that, but you know. Tomich 2024. Ask the CEO for a day off. That's never going to happen. Best Buy Monday. Is it coming back? Yep. So Grandma's on board. Planning on doing the same thing this coming season as we did the last couple seasons with Best Mom Monday, which turned into Best whatever. She comes on Mondays and Wednesdays sometimes. So Dylan, thank you very much from Australia. Construction material testing, laboratory manager. Why you don't vibrate your concrete to remove voids? I don't know why I would vibrate my concrete. So we don't pour any walls. If we pour like a stoop, we'll vibrate it so we don't have voids on the forms. It makes it easier to finish. But there's really no benefit of vibrating like concrete that's in a driveway. This storm shall pass. The advice you gave me with my business was golden. You got this. Hi from New Zealand. Thank you very much. 75 miles from the coast. Couldn't believe you had never seen the sea, the ocean for 46 years. Yeah, that was actually true. Love the Mexican hat. So should I put the Mexican hat on? All right, we'll put the Mexican hat on. Still got cardboard in there. Check that out. There we go. Now if somebody jumps on there, they're going to be like, Ryan's making fun of Mexicans. Look at Ryan. Like, screenshot that. Let's get that on Facebook. Oy, oy, oy. There we go. We got a lot of hats laid out here. 5 inches thick. Why vibrate? Yeah, there's no reason to vibrate like 4 or 5 inch thick concrete. Primo. Boy, what's up, that boy Cisco? Let's go. So that boy Francisco is in the house. So you guys can say to him, hello. Hello, Francisco. Buenos dias. Take that hat off and then American flags. Come on. I have to wear this. Like Carlito got this to for me as a gift. You know what I mean? Like when somebody gives you a gift, like you should at least wear it once. And now I'm wearing it on a live stream. So there you go. Roger, thank you very much. Cheers from Tennessee. Mitch Llewellyn. Yep, from Facebook, Kentucky. Yep. Did you guys just get some snow? I don't remember. I thought I saw that on the news. How much garbage do we make? Still a question that needs to be answered. We're going to need at least 3 more seasons of Victory Outdoor Services to answer that. Rain City, Sericote. Hey, Ryan, keep up the good work. Easy money. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. To take the old excavator. I didn't get anybody to take the old excavator out of the yard yet. No, I did not, Brian. However, I've had some offers. Somebody just sent me an offer for the old excavator. I'm just not interested in it. If somebody wants to come and take it and like scrap it or whatever, that's probably what I'm going to do. Somebody recommend that I get a hold of this other channel, Diesel Creek, or I think it was Diesel Creek. They like come and revive old equipment. I don't know if they'd be interested in doing that with that old thing. I have no idea. You know, would that be interesting? Maybe, maybe. I think it'd be more interesting to get the diesel motor going in the generator house thing. That is a monster diesel engine. I'd like to see that thing run. That would be cool. Descent, thank you very much. YouTubers going to be here. Someone say I raised my sons to be masculine, my daughters to be feminine without fearing cancellation. Well, yeah, yeah. But you can still have an opinion. You can still raise your family the way that you want to raise them. Obviously, just with the cancel culture, it's just everything you say like becomes a risk if you're like a public person now. It's insane. I don't even want to go off on that topic. I will get myself canceled. You guys know that I would like to just go off. I mean, I think all of you know that. I would like to go crazy. I have so much that I would love to say, and I would just like to get heated and just wow, but I can't do that, and I don't want to do that. I'm not here to offend people, but yeah, we're just gonna stop talking about that stuff before I do get heated. Pennsylvania got a lot of snow. Trevor says. I did not watch the Super Bowl. Thoughts on the Super Bowl? I did see a clip where one thing I didn't like. I didn't like the whole Taylor Swift thing and her friend, throwing up the little basically like satanic gang signs and wearing the upside down cross. To me, like that's pretty disgusting. When you have a platform like the Super Bowl, and I don't know, that gets under my skin. I'm not going to start on that topic either. I mean, there was no denying the message that she was sending, and it's not good. Didn't watch the Super Bowl. Wasn't interested. Indiana got some snow. If you had no business, you'd be depressed. If I had no business, I would start a business. Just saying. If I had no business, I would start a business. So, or I'd be a salesman. I could do sales. As long as I wouldn't be depressed if I didn't have a business. As long as I'm around people, like if you're a salesman, if you get to like talk to people, and if you get to somehow like gauge how you're doing, so you can see if you're like improving, you're taking steps forward, maybe you're like making more sales and making more money, and you're being successful. So if you have something to measure yourself, and if I would be around people, I would be happy. I would enjoy that. So the one thing that I would not enjoy is I wouldn't enjoy doing nothing. So I just had this conversation with somebody about retirement, and I don't know. I would get bored so fast, super super fast. Yeah, I want more. Everybody wants more time, and like we work so hard, and it's super hot, and we get frustrated, and things aren't working out, and and like everything you touch just turns to dust, and like it's all negative, and you're like, man, I just hate work. You think that. Everybody thinks that. I don't care what you do. Like there's times at everybody's jobs where it's just awful. And you're like, I hate this. I hate this. It's terrible. I don't want to work. I just want to like quit. Like But if you actually quit and like lay around for a couple days, I would just be like, okay, like we got to do something. So men in particular, like we were just made to work. That's the way that God made us. Like we were designed to work. And if you just sit around, you're naturally like gonna get depressed. It's just gonna happen. So I think that's enough of the Mexican hat. So thank you, Carlito. Thank you so much. So we'll go with this hat now. This is kind of fun. I think I'm actually, since I have so many hats, I didn't really plan to like put these hats on tonight, but I have so many hats. Um, I think I'll do that during live. I don't do live streams a lot. You guys know that I'm not on here all the time or anything, but when I do live streams, I think I'm just gonna like have a bunch of hats that people sent me and just randomly put them on. I think it's kind of cool. It's like a shout out, for giving me a hat. Thank you. Appreciate it. Eduardo Vasquez. So he says he loves the hat. He's got 3 likes. So is it your business? I don't know. How do you stop concrete from lifting in the winter? You're talking about frost heave. Here in Kansas, it's a problem. So Isaac, the number one way that you're going to prevent frost heave, and you can't like stop it necessarily, but providing drainage underneath the concrete. So the ground freezes if it's really saturated. If moisture just sits under the concrete, the soil saturates, it freezes. You get some expansive soils, they freeze and they expand, and it'll lift the concrete. There's nothing you can do about stopping it necessarily, but digging a lot of that out and putting a really good gravel base, um, it'll help that water to drain from underneath the concrete. So that'll be helpful. So you can't necessarily stop all frost heave. Even some stuff that I've put in, it'll heave up in the wintertime. It comes right back down to where it started in the spring. But you can't necessarily stop it. You can't like pin it or stop it with steel. I mean, the force that frost generates for lifting concrete, it's enormous. Like you can't stop it, but you can help prevent it with a really good gravel base, a good draining gravel base. So that's funny. I said a good draining gravel base because you guys know at the city the gravel is like an impervious surface. Ugh, don't get me started on that. But that's what we use to drain water from underneath slabs is gravel because it does provide like a good pathway in between all the aggregate for water to run through. It does drain quite well. We have a victory light for your shop. So um, the address of the business is on my website. So I get that question like, oh, we want to send you something. The address is right on the website, I believe. It's still on there, I think. It's on Google. I know that when you Google it, it's right on there. But you could just send it to there, and then I'll do the best I can to give you a shout out. Um, sorry, I was just reading. I'll do the best I can to give you a shout out, but I can't make any promises because it's gotten to the point where it's a little bit overwhelming. I have a giant pile of stuff upstairs right now. Do you have a top 5 list of greatest rappers? No, not really. I did listen to rap like all through high school. Like hip hop was my thing. But back then, way back then, it was like Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre and like Too Short and NWA and Easy E. And I mean that was my generation back then when I was in high school. And I was in the suburbs, I mean, we were close to the city, so it wasn't like suburb like you think. So it was kind of like intermingled. But that's what we listened to like when I was in high school. But I do not listen to that type of music anymore. I didn't understand the message. Like I didn't really understand what I was listening to back then, but now I do. So like the messages are not good. Raymond, thank you very much. Tim McKinney, thank you very much. Appreciate the compliments there. Do you have an official TikTok? Where did that just go? There was more to that question, but I just let it go scrolling. I don't have a TikTok. Oh, there it is. There are a lot of accounts posting your content. Wax Musician says, yeah, I know. There's lots of accounts that post my videos on TikTok, and I don't really care. I mean, I do care. I mean, I wish that they would ask at least. They don't ask. They don't care. Nobody cares on TikTok. TikTok is kind of like It's as far as platforms go, it's the least regulated. Like TikTok doesn't really care, like copyright stuff. Like TikTok, just like who cares? Just do whatever. And Facebook regulates that. Like if somebody's using your videos on Facebook, Facebook generally will catch that. YouTube doesn't allow it at all. Like YouTube has a very sophisticated like AI system that analyzes your videos and knows who you are. So when somebody post one of my videos on their channel, it alerts me that somebody's using my video. Like YouTube is very sophisticated. It's Google, obviously. It's Google. So TikTok just doesn't care. And that's another reason I just got off TikTok. I don't like anything about TikTok. I originally thought like if I got on TikTok and I got big on TikTok, it would help my YouTube channel and all that. It doesn't. Very, very little crossover from TikTok. TikTok is like a different group of people for the most part. Obviously, some people cross over, but it's not really that helpful for your social media presence overall. So a lot of things I didn't like about TikTok. First time on a live. Thank you, Truck Dog 23. I don't go live very often, just every once in a while. I don't want to wear it out. You know what I mean? Some people go on live like who wants to sit and listen to me talk every day? Like every once in a while, it's kind of cool. Like, hey, it's Ryan. I don't want to watch somebody every single day. Like you just run out of things to say. I mean, if I have different guests and stuff, which you got to organize that and ask people to come and schedule that and all that. I mean, occasionally you guys know I have guests, but I'm gonna keep it occasional. The lives like just don't wear it out. You know what I mean? I got a good like I know you guys pretty well. Like I know my audience like really well. I've been doing this for a few years now. Like I've read gazillions of comments. I know what you guys like. I know what you don't like. Like I got a really good feel. I feel like we're connected like really good. So I try not to do things that like irritate you or bore you or you know what I mean. I think like we're lined up pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Like I know what you guys want to see, and I try to do my best with the videos to like you know to give you guys what you want, I guess. Um, so yeah, lives I just try to like spread out. I saw an IBEW hat right here. It's right here. It's right here. So this is a union hat. The local unit is from Virginia. So this is the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers. Somebody sent me that. So probably going to start a firestorm like, oh, union versus non-union. I see that stuff all the time. Like, man, like, why can't union guys and non-union guys just get along? Like, I don't have no problem with union guys. So they're like always fighting, like on social media. Like you'll see stuff like the union guys like make fun of the non-union guys and vice versa, and like there's like some actual like true hatred out there. And I understand like some of the hatred because if you're talking about guys that are non-union and they're like stealing jobs from union guys, like the bigger jobs, like I get that, but that's not what I'm talking about. Like there's just like a general hatred. It's almost kind of weird. Can't we all just get along? Who said that? Like Rodney King or something. Remember that? It was a long time ago. Most of you are too young to even remember that. So thank you. See, I don't have no problem with the union guys. I love everybody. Why not? What's this one? I don't know what this one is, you guys. I'm not sure what company who sent this to me. I probably gave a shout out at one point, but I don't even remember, to be honest. So, any union guys out there? When are you getting rid of the old yard? I am not getting rid of the old yard, not for a long time. The honestly, like the development of the new yard, the buildings, it's still up in the air. Like that's not a sure thing. Like I'm pretty far along now to where we're ready to submit the final plans, the civil engineering. Like there's so much stuff that we had to add, and it just gets super expensive. Like all the engineering and the drawings, the landscape architect, and they have to do a lot of different calculations for the runoff and the stormwater management. It's like so there's all that. But we're submitting on the 21st next week, and then all the city's engineers look at it. All the different departments, like the fire department, the police, they all look at your plans and give input, and then it goes before architectural board, and their concern is how everything looks, like how many lights and how much landscaping, what kind of plants you have, how many shade trees you have, and how much of it is turf and all this stuff. So it's a lot. Trust me, it's a lot. So it's not like a sure thing. There's still a chance like the city might make it to the point where I just can't afford it. You know what I mean? Especially with the retention pond, depending on what they all make us do. There's liners and there's different things, different, all these catch basins and sewer pipes, and there's a lot of stuff. So it's not a sure thing. So that was a long answer, really long answer, but I'm keeping the yard for all of this year, probably all of 2024, until something is built and we're actually like given occupancy to run our business out of there. I'm a union guy for low rise forming, but I prefer going private. Kevin, thanks for joining us here. What music do I hear? I don't hear any music at all. Although normally in our house I hear music almost all the time. Um, my kids all play instruments. My son plays a cello. One of my daughters plays a cello. There's violins. There's pianos. There's always music in my house, which is great, but it's never quiet. Can you do a video breaking down your business expenses and talk about more in detail your personal investments such as real estate and other assets? Uh, I don't know. Uh, I appreciate your interest, but probably not. I'm just not like so. There's people on YouTube and television and stuff, and they can talk about like the details of business, finances and investing and all that kind of stuff. Like, and they're interesting, because they know it like so well. They love it. They're passionate about it. Like they live and breathe it every day, and they're excited about it. So they can actually make that kind of stuff interesting. Me, um, I don't love that stuff. I'm not passionate about that stuff. So I just think it would be really boring. It would be boring for me, and I know if it's boring for me, it's going to be boring for you because you guys will sense that I'm bored. You'll get bored, and it won't be good for either one of us. I like to watch his videos, and some of you guys probably know, but as a smart dude is Mike Andes. He owns like it's a franchise. I don't even remember what it's called. Um, Augusta Lawn Care. So he's a smart like business mind. Um, he's just this he's just this short little guy. So I started watching. I'm like, man, who is this little guy? Like he thinks he knows everything. So I started watching him, and like he's talking, and he like stands next to people and he's talking up and stuff. And I'm watching him for a while. I'm like, this dude's pretty smart. So I started watching him more. I'm like, this guy knows what he's talking. Like he knows business. Like this guy is smart. So I actually watch his videos now. He's a pretty interesting guy, but he likes that nitty gritty, business stuff. And I'm not into it. But I like watching him because he's excited about it. If you know what I'm saying. Any luck on the concrete washout building, Andrew? That deal is dead. The owner didn't want to sell it. I was trying to buy like a little piece of property, and the owner I was excited about it because I was pretty sure that he was going to be interested in selling it. And he even hinted that he would be, but then he talked to like his partners and stuff, and they were just like, no. So it's not happening. I'm not getting that. I don't really need it. I just thought it was kind of an opportunity that maybe was going to be too good to pass up. I've never poured basement walls. Taylor asked that. Taylor Sedlock. I've never poured walls. I've laid block walls. So I used to work with a mason when I was really young, and I got pretty good at laying block. I mean, I'm not a master like mason or whatever, but if I was alongside masons, like I could at least kind of sort of hang with them. I laid enough block, and I got pretty good at it. So I don't really love it. I won't want to do it again, like full time or anything. But I did learn how to do it. I can lay block. We've laid up houses and lots of additions and a bunch of stuff, but so I learned to do it, but I'm not great. Dirt Boss, what's your favorite mix design? Dirt Boss. I wonder if that's the Dirt Boss that has a YouTube channel, because there's a Dirt Boss YouTube channel. I'm quite certain of that. I don't know if that's actually him or not. People call themselves everything over here. So favorite mix design. So we just use straight, straight 6 bag or straight 7 bag, straight cement. There's no fly ash, no slag. We use here in Wisconsin. I don't know where you're from. Where you're asking a question from, but lots of freestyle here. So we use the low chert, the limestone for the aggregate, and that's it, man. I don't like any fillers. A lot of times we use, some NCA, some accelerator to get the concrete moving. But we use straight cement, and we use Lafarge cement. That is my favorite. As long as we can get it, that's what I'll use. Are you going to wash the Mac this year? Oh yeah, we'll definitely wash the Mac this year. Oh, thank you for reminding me. Monday, I got to talk to Big Ray. So I talked to the guy that put the box on the Mac. Um, I think it was Wednesday. If you guys remember when I had the brand new box put on the Mac last year, the guy that did that work, I call him back because I really like the guy. He did good work and he's really cool. The guys at the shop are really cool. So I call him back. I was like, hey, I want to bring the Mac in. I want to have him go do a whole service, a PM, fix anything that's broke on it, and just do a full service on it. Make sure it's like 100% ready for the spring again. So that's going on Monday. So Big Ray, if you're watching, you're probably not. You're probably putting your 17 kids to bed right now. But we need to get the Mac in. Like I told him, we bring it in on Monday. So we got to get. That's one thing we got to do. Why was Little Ray only temporary? He was awesome, self-starter, hardworking, no drama. It was a deal that we had. I don't want to get into the details of it, but it was a deal that we had going into it. That's why I was super clear when I hired him. He's just temporary because he had a plan basically, and we kind of planned this thing together. What he was going to do next. So now he's moving on to what he already had planned to do next. So it was always just temporary. Are you into any scary video channels? I've watched, man, what is the dude's name? Oh, there's one guy. Somebody, I'm just gonna. You guys are super smart. His name is like Mike or Mikey, and he does like murder cases. He's like he kind of has like a baby face. He wears glasses. He's really good storyteller, man, and he puts a massive amount of effort into like researching these cases and the way he tells stories. Like if you see a good storyteller on YouTube, like you can't stop watching. They're really, really good. Let's see if somebody gets that. Not Mr. Ball, and I know who that is. He's a super good storyteller as well. No, this guy has a baby face. He's got glasses, and I'm quite certain his name is Mike or Mikey. You like to probably like explore with us. I've heard of that. Real Dirt Boss. Apparently, the real Dirt Boss is here. What's up, Dirt Boss? So I got a Instagram message from Dirt Boss, but I don't know. I never know if it's like the real person. You get message and then you're like, I don't really know if it's the real person or not. So come on, somebody get that. What's next? That chapter. Got it. Got it. It's that chapter. And his name is like Mike or Mikey. So I've watched a few of his videos. I got like they're murder mysteries basically, and he like breaks down the murder, and it's like I don't know. That's one of those things like you can go down a rabbit hole with the murder mysteries, man. I got you start on those and you might not come up for a while, and then yeah, yeah. But that stuff is like it can be really really interesting if you have the right storyteller. And I have watched a couple Mr. Ballin's videos, and it's very similar. I think I prefer that chapter a little like that guy's his personality a little more. So that was a good question. That was he's Irish that chapter. Yeah. So the first one, I think there's a bunch of them. I think I'm sure there is. I mean, I don't watch it stuff like I haven't watched it for a long time, but I have watched like I went down the rabbit hole one time and it was that guy. I was like, man, what's the next one? Like, what's the next one? What's the next one? And you're like, okay, I got to stop this, like the murder mysteries. And then you start thinking about stuff like, man, I might get murdered. You start like questioning everybody. Like you're looking at people like, could that guy be like that? You know what I'm talking about. I am hooked on your videos. Well, that's cool. Home disabled with a broken neck, man. Are you retiring soon? Not a chance. No. Retiring soon. No, no, no. I'm just getting warmed up. I mean, I'm 46 going on 47, but I still feel like I still feel pretty good, honestly. I have a lot of energy still. Obviously, like emotionally right now, this winter has been a little difficult, but that's just like everybody goes through that. You know what I mean? Like everybody goes through that at certain times in their life. But I have energy, like I'm optimistic still, and like we're pushing forward, and I still have a lot of time to go. And even when I retire, I'm not gonna like be like, okay, I'm going golfing every day now. Like I'm still gonna do stuff, like my friend up north, Frank. You guys know Frank, some of you. Like he bought that property and he's improving the property. He's got equipment, excavator, skid loader. He's like digging ponds and fixing dams and like making trails. Like that would be my idea of retirement is like working, having equipment, helping people out, doing part-time stuff here and there, helping people pour concrete or use equipment or retirement is just I don't think I'll ever retire. I'm gonna slow down, we'll put it that way. Hopefully just slow down and then, you know, that's and hopefully end my life still doing something and not completely disabled, if you know what I'm saying. Scott and Jewel. So I'm not exactly sure on either one of those. Some people don't even know who those people are. So Scott and Jewel used to work in the coffee shop, the gas station. I call it gas station, a coffee shop. I always have, just kind of be funny. But they were temporary, not temporary. They were part time workers there, and they basically just kept up on the coffee portion of the gas station. And we built a little relationship. They were a part of the channel. It was fun, man. That was like back in the day, in the beginning. Retirement means opening a concrete supply store. I don't know if I want to do all that. Like, I do want to sell tools. So we'll see how that goes. I mean, the joiner is one of those things, like, it could be super successful. Like, I could make a lot of money on the joiners. Like, possibly. And possibly, like, people would say, we don't like them and they could do nothing. But I'm going to try at least. Like, you guys will see when they come out. Like, it's just different. It's just different. There's never been anything like it. Now it's weird. Like, how could you reinvent the joiner? Well, I did, and you'll see. So nobody's gonna think of it. Mine will come out, and if the thing is I've been asked too, like, are you gonna patent it? And people send me names of patent attorneys and all that stuff, and I don't think I'm gonna patent it. I don't think I really have to. And the reason I say that is this: like, there's a lot of there's a lot of respect in the concrete industry, and even the big players like Marshalltown and Kraft, and obviously DeWalt, the big manufacturers, they know who I am. And if I put something out there and they immediately steal my idea and they start like putting their own out there, it's not going to go well for them. Because I'll call them out super hard. I'll give them a nickname, for stealing my design. And it just, I have a big platform and a pretty big voice, and there's a lot of respect in the concrete world. The concrete workers know what I'm talking about. Like even though we like, um, take jabs at each other, we still respect each other. There's a lot of respect in the industry, and if somebody did that, I just don't think it would really go well for them, if you know what I mean. There might be like a Chinese company that would do it, and then I would be like really mad, and there's nothing I could do about it. So that would be the thing. But I don't think like I can't imagine like me like stealing, like just taking somebody else's tool and then just making the exact same thing and trying to sell it. Like, how would you like how would you go to world like everybody would hate you. So I don't know that I'm gonna patent that. I don't think it's totally necessary. Most of the tools that you see are not patented. The finishing tools, some of them are, some of them are. So I've been told that it's probably not necessary by more than one person. So I'm still thinking about that. Ryan, I'm looking at a 2007 Chrysler 300 SRT 6.1 liter on Monday. Well, it sounds like it could be fun and fast. When are you going to take your family to the ocean? I'm not sure. And replace the 7.3 headlights. So the 7.3 headlights are on the list. The headlights are actually out of the box. They're on my workbench. So when Nate comes through, I am going to have him replace those. So we're like right on the verge of getting those replaced. The Chinese will steal your idea in 2 seconds. So let me mention this. One of the things that I noticed, and I didn't say anything on the video, but at the World of Concrete, there was a lot of booths there that were Chinese manufacturers, like more than I've ever seen before. So they are. definitely coming into the concrete industry. I mean, there's always some, you know what I mean? But there was a lot. Like even Eric and Francisco, they were like, wow, man, there's a lot of Chinese booths. Um, so I didn't necessarily like to see that, you know, but it is what it is. It's just a reality. But that was just like an interesting little observation that we made at the World of Concrete. Do you like DeWalt over Marshalltown? I've never used a DeWalt finishing tool. So DeWalt has made some finishing tools, but I haven't even put them on concrete yet. So Marshalltown makes good tools. Everybody knows that. Um, is DeWalt going to make good tools? Yep. Does Kraft make good tools? Yep. They all make good tools. Everybody knows it. I mean, guys have like their preference, like, mags and trowels and stuff, but, name me a manufacturer that just makes all garbage tools. Well, there is none. None of the big players. You guys know what I'm talking about. There might be some knockoffs or whatever, but you guys know the major manufacturers all make good tools. I've said this a gazillion times about everything. It's just guys get really, really passionate about tools. Like the DeWalt crew versus the Milwaukee crew. Man, I've seen some stuff on Facebook. Like you should they go at it. Like the DeWalt guys just pow, the Milwaukee guys will hit them back. They just the name calling and I can't even say what they call each other on Facebook and some of the groups and stuff. It's crazy. But like I've always said, the reality is they both make like really good stuff. But it is funny. Guys get really emotional. Some guys just get weird about it. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. Some guys get like women. I'll just say it that way. Like, stop it, dude. Like, stop it. Honestly. Already happy with the video resolution. However, it can be really hard to see concrete finish in 1080. I'm not going to go all 4K. It makes a little bit of a difference depending on what you're watching it in. But it can cause problems with editing, like slow the process, heats up the cameras, so it causes problems, and I just don't think it's worth it at this time. Dirt Boss said the price of steel trowels these days is crazy. Man, the price of everything is crazy nowadays. Everything's just going up and up and up and up. But we won't beat that drum too much because everybody already knows that. What is the concrete remover that you use, Nicholas? It's a good question. I don't remember the manufacturer of that concrete dissolver. So it's like a non-acid dissolver, and it works relatively good. Um, Probably the best thing that I've ever found that takes off concrete. It kind of dissolves the concrete, sort of, but it breaks the bond between like concrete and paint. So after you soak it a few times, it'll actually like kind of pop off the surface of whatever it is. I'm using it on the Power Buggy, the one we bought last year. Right now, I soaked it a few times. I've been scraping it with like a plastic scraper, and it's coming off. It takes time though. Like once concrete sets on something and it's on there for a long period of time, it's going to be hard to get off. I don't care what you use. Nothing's going to take it off easy. People think they just spray something on it's magic and you just brush it off with a nylon brush and it's perfect. That's not how it's ever going to be. But that stuff works pretty good. Insta360 Pro camera are better than GoPro and don't overheat. You should give them a try. Actually, Edward, since you mentioned that, I've watched some of their promotional videos and I've watched some of the stuff people have said about them. And I have to say that I'm kind of impressed with what I've seen. The Insta360. It seems like it's a company that's trying to be innovative. You know what I mean? Like they're trying to make better cameras, like actively trying to make stuff better, as opposed to like GoPro. Like GoPros have looked like this and essentially been the same for like how many years now? It's like they found something successful and they just sat down on it and they're just satisfied. And I think, in my opinion, like GoPro is going to have to step it up. I think Insta360 is going to innovate right above. GoPro has a huge following and a huge brand. Obviously, everybody knows GoPro, but Insta360 they're creeping on them. I can tell you that. So I'm pretty impressed with what I've seen from them, to be honest. Does the CEO know you're streaming right now? What time is it? 7:48. It's almost his bedtime, but he's I don't know. I think he might know. I'm not sure. If you guys are watching upstairs, send Daniel down. I don't know that they're actually watching or not. I have no idea. GoPros are pretty tough. Yeah, they're pretty tough. The one I was just holding up, You guys won't probably be able to see this, but yeah, you can. Cracked, broken. So they're tough, but they break. I don't have any experience with the Insta, so I can't like give any opinion on how tough they are, the durability. What happened to the red dump truck? Oh, Derek, the red dump truck. The tandem is. I still own the tandem. It's just at the mechanic right now. I assume that's what you're talking about. Scott Martin started the year out with a win for any of the fisher. I didn't know that, so I haven't been paying attention to fishing channels at all. Although when I did, Scott Martin was. He's like my main guy. Like that's who I would watch. When I used to watch. It's you go through Franny the Fisher, he's like an avid fisherman, like passionate about fishing. So he'll watch fishing videos year round. So like you and I, just average people, we'll watch videos on a topic like when it's in season, if you know what I'm saying. Like for instance, there's times where I'll get into hunting videos, but I don't watch hunting videos like in February or March or April or May. Like I'll start watching the hunting videos in, end of August into September. So it's kind of seasonal. It's just like if you guys pay, some of you guys like watch all the concrete channels. If you realize that the genre has like it's pretty much at the bottom right now in February. Like all the channels, none of us are getting like the kind of views that we would get at a different time of year. You know what I mean? It's just the way it is. You get interested in something, you start watching it. Even concrete guys, they're like guys that finish concrete. A lot of them are like not interested in it right now because they're not actively pouring concrete. That's just the way that it is. Channels are seasonal, like ours, fishing and hunting and all construction and trades and all that stuff. That's just the way that it goes. Have you got any new DeWalt concrete equipment yet? No, just just finishing tools right now. So a lot of their equipment's not coming out until way later in the summer. Like the bigger equipment, some of the stuff I showed you at the World of Concrete. So it's going to be a while yet. But I have a lot of DeWalt tools. They sent me like a nice package of tools. Like we got everything that we need for the season. Thank you, Scotty. Appreciate that. I'll give you 2,500 cash for your whole company. 2,500 cash every day for how many years? Maybe we could work something out. Bedtime, people. I guess it's bedtime for some people. It really depends on where you are. I mean, I'm on Central Time, so some of you guys are out in California, some are you in Maine, some are you in Europe or Australia, whatever. Brian, what will the land be used for, or is it an investment? So, Dave, I'm putting buildings on it, and they're going to be rentals. So it's an investment for it's a rental property basically, and it'll house my business as well. How do you personally resolve staff issues? Oh man, that's a tough question because every issue that you have, that's like it's just too general. You have to be more specific and give me a more specific question because that could mean anything. Call Eric for $5. I don't want to call Eric right now. I love Eric, but I know if I call Eric, I'm going to see the comments that I just don't like to read like right away. Eric's channel generates a lot of negativity. We'll put it that way. My my channel is like overwhelmingly positive. Like you guys are super good. Like compared to a lot of channels, very very positive, very encouraging, and all that. Obviously, I get some hatred too, and people call me like, but overwhelmingly it's positive. Like Eric is like I don't know. He just gets a lot of negativity for lots of different reasons. So we're not going to call Eric right now. But you guys know I love Eric, so 500,000 subscribers special. I don't know. What do you guys think I should do for 500,000? I don't even how many I have. 400 and I think it's 470 something right now. 473,926 right now. So 26,000 more essentially to hit 500,000. I don't know. I should do something cool. I could do like a big giveaway. If I did a big giveaway, what would I do? Would I do like several things, smaller things, or like one big thing to one person? I don't know. About to pass Odell. So let me say this. Somebody mentioned Odell. Like, I don't, I try not to compare myself to anybody else. So you just run your own channel. I keep an eye on everybody's channel. Like, I read everybody's comment, not all of them. I'll read a few comments from each channel and videos that they post. Like, I keep close tabs on the whole genre just so I can keep my finger on the pulse of what's going on and what people like to see, what people don't like, and some videos that get no views and what do they do wrong. So I mean, I take it serious, you know what I mean? Like, I want to keep my channel, like, I want to keep it good, like I care, you know. But I don't compare myself to other channels. And honestly, subscribers, uh, I don't know what you guys are interested in hearing. Let me just talk about subscribers for just a minute. So, your subscriber count really doesn't mean a lot, especially when you compare it to other channels. And I'll tell you why. With the advent of YouTube Shorts, it really changed the meaning of subscribers. So you can put YouTube Shorts out there and you can gain subscribers really quickly. So you'll see channels with huge numbers, sometimes in the millions of subscribers, but they all come from their shorts, you know, their short videos. And then they'll try to make long form videos, and you're like, they don't get any views because all your subscribers just like to watch your shorts and they don't cross over to watch your long form video. So obviously, the long form videos are like infinitely more valuable on a social media platform than, you know, your 10 or 20 or, you know, 60-second videos. So it's really hard to compare. Like, what does the number really mean? It does still have meaning, obviously, but it's hard to gauge, I guess, is what I'm saying, because there's a big difference in how you get your subscribers. So, anyways, some people care about that, some people don't. Donate to a charity. Uh, Actually, that you guys mentioned that. So I do have something I have coming up. I'll mention it to you guys now. But I have a friend, and he's in charge of a ministry, and it is for for mentally handicapped people. And I'm going to be asking you guys to donate to a very specific cause for them. Um, so that's coming up. I'm gonna make a video, not make a video about that. I'm gonna do like an intro to to the whatever video I'm posting. I'm gonna take a couple minutes and talk about that. I'm actually gonna ask you guys to give, because this is a cause that I think is really good. I have nothing to do with it, so none of whatever you end up giving is gonna go to me. I have zero to do with it. It's all going to go to help those people. So I've never done that before, like ask you guys to give to anything in specific. On my second channel, you know, when the young man died from our church a couple of years ago, you guys know that I asked if you want to go over and give to his GoFundMe page. So that I did once a couple of years ago, but I never really asked for you guys to give anything. But I am going to do it for that. I just think it's something that's I just feel like it's something I need to do. Put it that way. Eric is the reason bugs quit. No, Eric's not the reason that bugs quit. Not at all. It had nothing to do with it. Or if it had something to do with it, it was, you know, very little to do with it. Hey, from Canada, can we get some merch? People keep asking that, and I'm just not ready. I'm just not ready to like do the worldwide shipping thing. I haven't really made any progress on that. I've just been busy with other stuff. I know my hat looks crooked, but then when I put it straight, like what's like something's wrong with it. Like it's like it feels right now, it feels like it's perfect on my head, but it's crooked. I don't know. It's time to change hats anyway. Let's go with the F&M exteriors. So Zach might actually be watching. Maybe. I have no idea. But he does follow the channel. I should take the sticker off. That looks weird. Remember, like in high school, like when we were in high school, like everybody used to leave the tags on the hats to like show everybody, like, man, dude, I got a new hat. That was, I don't know. I don't think people do that anymore. But when I was young, like people used to keep the tags on their hat to like let everybody know that it was a new hat. Like that was so cool, man. That was weird. Remember when we used to, I can't show you my legs, but if you're from my generation, like say something in the comment section. Do you guys remember when we used to roll up our pants. Like when I was in high school, I was like a freshman and sophomore. That got super popular. It was a fad. If you're my age, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But we used to roll the pants over, and then we used to roll the cuffs up so they were tight on our ankles. Like somebody's got to be my age and remember that. Please say yes. I was. It's not just in our area. Yes, Penny jeans. Yeah, okay, thank you. So some yes, John Smith, Ryan J. Yes, you guys remember that if you're like around my age. I used to do that, and I'm 27. Really? I think that was way before that. Yes. Tightrope pass. Yes, Steve. You guys remember. Man, I would love to do like some skits, but I don't have time to make skits. I think a lot of like funny skits that we could do. Like I think of funny stuff, man, but I'm just like I don't have time, like, because it takes other people, you know. Generally, you don't do a skit all. I mean, you can do a skit by yourself, but it's funnier when you have more than one. Yes, Matt. Yes, I'm 53. Roberto, you were probably a little older. You were probably like a yeah. No, we don't do that anymore. No, that's like long, long past. Ryan in some skinny jeans. No, for 500,000. No, no, no. I'm not a skinny jeans kind of tight rolling French cuff. Yeah, that's funny, man. It's funny just like thinking back, you know, to the stuff we used to do. I remember when I was in, do you guys remember this? Like it was kind of along the same time. I was in high school, at least in our area, cardigans. Do you guys remember like cardigans? We used to wear cardigans. They just became a thing. It's like tight rolling pants. Like cardigans, I don't mean to offend anybody because some people still wear them, but there was just a dumb fad. Like everybody started wearing cardigans, and then the Cavaricis. You guys remember the Cavarici jeans? They had the little tag in the front, you know, so everybody could see. Like by your zipper, they had the little Z Cavarici tag. So like all the kids that had money in the school, they wore Cavaricis, and they had the little tag so you could see that they were, you know, fashionable. You guys remember the Cavaricis? Man, I still wear them. I don't even know. Maybe they're still around. Merit Boy, Z Cavarici, laughing emoji. Yeah, you guys remember. Now it's Carhartt. Yeah, a lot of people wear Carhartt. William Eisenhart, what's up, Ryan? What's going on? Or plaid pants and a sweater vest. Yeah, yeah. I'm not into like the new fashion. I don't even know what people wear. Did you guys ever watch? You guys ever watch like I don't watch them, but you'll see like clips or whatever in different places of the fashion shows, like in France and stuff. Like these dudes are. I don't even know how to explain it. It's like they're from a different planet. Some of the clothes that they wear, I forgot that one Michael. I forgot that one guy's name. He's like a singer. You guys know what I'm talking about? He wore like that black suit and it looked like a garbage bag. This is like a real, like serious fashion show, and they just like you watch like the clips, and it just makes you laugh. I don't know. Some people live in a different world. It's just crazy. I'm glad I don't live in that world. I'm glad I live like down here with like normal people. So I don't know. Maybe when you get rich and famous, you like lose your mind and you think that actually look good. I don't understand it. Trench coats. So trench coats were like MC Hammer clothes. Yeah, the big trench coats. When I was in high school, the guys that wore trench coats were like they were like the guys that you had to kind of worry about. You know, they would listen to like the really hard rock or the alternative music. Not like Red Hot Chili Peppers, because like we all listen to that. That was like kind of in the middle. I'm talking about like the really weird music. They kind of kept to themselves, like black hair. I think like goth type. That's kind of still a thing, I think. So mostly it's like I ain't gonna say it. I'll get canceled. Goth, yeah. Starter coats, dude. Starter coats. You guys remember? Like everybody had a starter coat. I remember. We didn't even have money. Like my family, we didn't have no money. My mom was broke. Like we just didn't have money to spend. Like I literally told my mom like she had to save up. Like I had to have a starter coat. And you know what? I got a starter coat. You know what the starter coat I got? You will never believe this. Just because they were like so fashionable. I got a San Jose Sharks starter coat. I remember it, the hockey team. I don't know anything about hockey. I didn't know anything about the San Jose Sharks. I couldn't name a single hockey player. I don't even know the rules to hockey. I just know like there's an offsides in hockey. I know that. Like you can't let the puck go past a certain line before your players or something. Somebody goes past. I don't. There's an offside. That's all I know about hockey. That's all I know. And I had a San Jose Sharks starter jacket because it was cool. I'm glad somebody mentioned that, dude. The starter coats. That was crazy. What else you guys remember? Man, back in the day, go Sharks. Yeah, like some people are big hockey fan. A lot of people from Canada, obviously, on the channel, like know everything about hockey. You guys love hockey. I'm just not into it. I never got into it. Never even learned the rules. Based on how yeah, you seem like a Christian, am I right? Yes, I am a Christian. Chicken nuggies. I've mentioned that a lot of times on the channel. I'm a born again Christian. I was born again right before my 21st birthday. I was 20, almost 21 years old, and like everything changed for me at that moment. Let's see, baseball cards and the tire spoke. Yeah, that was like universal. Dad said that. Like we all did that, man. When we were kids. I think kids still probably some kids still do it. I don't know. But we used to put more than one though, because you had to kick up the volume like a couple notches. So we put all kinds, like as many as we could, cards like all in the spoke. Man, we used to I never watched rugby. I seen what rugby clips, man. I gotta say, dude, rugby players are beasts, dude. You guys ever watch rugby? Like, I'm not a fan. I don't know the rule of rugby either. But you see these dudes, and they're like vicious. Like, in my opinion, like the violence involved in rugby makes like the NFL look like Pee Wee League. That's just my opinion. I'm just saying, and maybe it's because I watch like the highlights or whatever, so I see the most vicious hits and stuff. But rugby looks crazy. Like those dudes are. You see how some of them guys are built. Like I would not want to get crushed by one of those dudes. So shout out to you rugby players, man. You guys are man. You guys got courage to go out there and like risk your life with them dudes, man. But that's more like a European thing. Should have named my son Ryan Jr. Dickies. I never really wore Dickies. It's just like another work brand. So scrum. I don't know what scrum is. Rugby league is ruthless. That's a good word for it, Daniel. Ruthless. Those dudes are like out to kill each other. It seems like no fear. That was like a big brand, like no fear shirt. I never could afford it. No, I never had a no fear shirt, but I've seen a lot of that stuff, man. Kaboto, Knoxville, Tennessee. What's going on? Champion got pretty big for a while. Champion was big. Reebok pumps, dude. I had Reebok pumps. You guys remember the pumps? They had the little. Mine were black, and they had the little like basketball, and you would just like squeeze it like. So gimmicky, man. Like such a gimmick. But like we all had the pumps. Like we got the pumps. So I think I got mine second hand actually, but I had a pair of those. Genco, seen that, never really got into that. I think that's FUBU. I don't even know what that is. I've seen that brand a lot too. I think that's a little bit beyond like my generation, a little bit more modern. Sam, do you watch Sam Sulek on YouTube? I don't even know. That name sounds really, really familiar. Let me look. Oh yeah, that dude. So you guys, this dude here, he's a weight super popular man. Like he's just blown up. So I'm not really into these modern guys so much. I like I watch some bodybuilding and stuff like back in the day. You guys know like Jay Cutler, Ronnie Coleman, those guys. But like modern bodybuilding and weightlifting, I'm not really not up on it anymore. So, but I know this guy. Like everybody's heard of this dude. He's very very popular right now. And honestly, like my opinion with professional bodybuilding is it's very obvious it's a super unhealthy lifestyle that those guys are living. Um, their bodies are like, they from the exterior, I mean, they look perfect, man, like giants, like no fat, massive dudes, and they're massive giants because we want to see the freaks. That's what people want to see. They want to see men that don't look human anymore. They want to be giant freaks. So bodybuilders have gotten to the point where they're so massive, so there's so much pressure on them to be huge. Like the amount of like stuff they take, man. It's rotting away their bodies from the inside. So like on the outside, they're like perfect. Like, man, dude, I want to just be like half that. Like people just aspire to be that huge and just ripped. But on the inside, like that stuff is just, dude, it's expanding the size of their heart muscles and their kidneys and their livers are just, it's like an apple where like the apple peel is like it's perfect, but on the inside it's like rotting. Like that's how I picture like a giant bodybuilder's body rotting from the inside out. Super unhealthy. But that's just the way that it's gone. A lot of guys have died. You guys know like Rich Piana. He was a very famous bodybuilder and he like took social media to the extreme, man. And he was doing this series. It was called Bigger by the Day. And he was like showing everybody in his videos like day to day, like how massive he was getting. And the next thing you heard the news, he died. He just fell over dead, heart attack. So it's not a healthy lifestyle. But it's popular, as you guys know, that Sam Sulek or whatever, very popular. People like to see freaks. Ronnie Coleman, yeah, he's a broken man right now. Several back surgeries, and Jay Cutler still looks pretty good though. You got to admit, like he's getting older, but he still looks pretty good. But man, Ronnie Coleman just broke down. He looks terrible. Bodybuilders stopped looking good after the '80s. I agree with that. I honestly do. They weren't healthy back then either. Like, let's just be honest. Like they were, but it just has gotten more and more and more and more and more and more extreme. They weren't healthy back then either. Fila shoes, Butterbean, Butterbean what? Butterbean the boxer. Let's see. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Eddie Hall's a beast. So Eddie Hall, if you don't know, he's not a. I guess he's a bodybuilder. I think he went in that direction, but he's more known to be a strong. You guys know a strongman contest. Eddie Hall was one of the greatest of all time. You guys probably know Brian Shaw. How we get into these topics, you guys? Like we just start talking about stuff. You guys know Brian Shaw. I think he's like four-time world strongman or whatever. Giant beast of a man. Giants. Those guys are more into strength. They're not so much into like the aesthetics of their bodies. Yeah, Brian Shaw, C.T. Fletcher. Yeah, very famous people. Butterball the turkey. I like Butterball turkey. When is victory coming to Illinois? I don't know. Ryan, can I have an answer to my question in my donate? I can't go back and look right now. I do my best, you guys. I am sorry. Have you ever been to Bucky's? Yes, yes, I have. I went to Bucky's in Georgia and I went to Bucky's in Texas. So Bucky's is coming to Wisconsin. Is it Middleton? So it's near Madison. Madison is basically right in the middle of Wisconsin, and Middleton is really close to Madison. I think it's Middleton is where they're building one, but they've said that they're going to start construction soon and maybe finish sometime towards the end of this year. But we'll see. Yeah, Bucky's is coming to Wisconsin. That's exciting, man. That's really cool. Obviously, they're starting there. That's too far for me to go on a regular basis. It's like 45 minutes to an hour trip, but I'll definitely go there to check it out. But hopefully it's successful because they haven't tried this up here in the north. But I think Bucky's, down south, they've been very successful. They have several locations down south in a few different states. They've never come up north. So what I think is they probably have seen the success of Quick Trip. You guys see, I go to a Quick Trip. Quick Trip is absolutely booming. Like they just control Wisconsin as far as like convenience stores and gas stations go. They're just crazy. So I think Bucky's is like maybe paid attention and seen the success of Quick Trip and seen the area, and they're like, man, let's try it. Let's go up there and give Quick Trip some competition. And I think they do need some competition, honestly. I think it'd be good. How's Grandma Victory doing? She's doing good. What's up, Patricia? So give me a shout. Grandma's doing good. I talk to her all the time. I see her in church every Sunday and sometimes during the week. She's doing great. Somebody asked about her YouTube channel. She actually does want to start a YouTube channel. I don't know how realistic that is, though. I just can't picture my mom like sitting behind a computer for hours editing her own video and uploading. I just can't see it. She does want to do it, though. So I'm sure like some people would watch. She would probably get some views. Never been to Canada. My wife was to Banff. Banff, and she still talks about it to this day. She went to a place called Lake Louise, and I think it was at the time, the bluest lake in the world. And she has pictures, and it is breathtakingly gorgeous, like just gorgeous. It's one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. I've never been there though, but if I ever go there, that's one of the places I'd like to see, just because my wife has talked about it so much. What's up? Cause 505. He's in New Mexico. Michael Schmidt, do you think Big Ray caused that van to wreck? I'm not actually sure what you're talking about. I don't know about a van wreck. Ryan, how good is Culver's? So Culver's is like, you have your fast food like McDonald's, Burger King, Hardee's, Arby's. Culver's it's not on the level with those. Like it's a step above for sure. Um, it's like I don't know how to explain it. It's better food. Like it's fresh. It tastes better. Like everything is better at Culver's than your traditional fast food. Um, it's not like the best, the greatest ever, like a high class restaurant or whatever. But it's in the middle. I love it. Funny, just do I have? I don't think I have my Culver. I have a Culver's hat too. But we had Culver's tonight for dinner. I had a what was it called? Chicken cashew salad with honey mustard salad, and the kids had chicken tenders. My son, I got a cheeseburger, cheese curds, fries, all that. So we ate Culver's tonight. Never heard of Culver's until I seen in videos. So Culver's is in several cap. Somebody said change the cap. Got you. Um, pistachios, independent electric. There we go. There, I just changed the cap, but I forgot what I was saying, so we'll move on. You distracted me with the cap move. Independent Electric. Shout out to you guys. I don't remember who you are, where you're from, but I remember you sent me this cap, and I appreciate it. Culver's is the Chick-fil-A. Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, it's a Chick-fil-A of burgers. That's a perfect analogy. Thank you for that. Mr. B's is awesome. Mary B's. Sorry, Mary. We have a Mr. B's restaurant too, which I've been to. I haven't heard of Mary B's. We don't have those here. When Culver's made it to Pensacola, Florida, I had no idea it was fast food. It was so good. Aloha from Hawaii, UK. I'm starting to lose my voice a little bit. I've been on here for a long time. Hour and 47 minutes. It's 8:16. We'll go for 2 hours. I think 2 hours will be like my longest live stream ever. This has been a long time, but you know what it's done? Very successfully. It has distracted me from that right there. And that's what I'm like trying to avoid. Like I'm so sick of editing videos. Just like hours and hours and hours. Editing video is tedious, man. It's time consuming. It's like one after the other. So, anyways, um, I can finish that tomorrow. Believe it or not, I'm getting close to finishing this one. This one's for Monday. This one is so I get all the guys back together. So basically, we did a little bit of work, but Big Ray's in the next video. Like he came back, he's back working with me now again. Tino, Eric, and Francisco, we're all together having a good time. And I have a very, very special guest coming up in this video here. I'm not going to show you what it says in the back. You see my little SD cards there. But in that video, I have a very special guest. You guys will be excited to see who is on the channel. Very, very excited. In-N-Out has Culver's beat. So they had a what's in my mouth? They had an In-N-Out Burgers in Las Vegas, and I was considering going there, but like Eric and Francisco tried it and they didn't like it. They were like, no, 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 no. So I can't really give you a good assessment on that. I would never been there, but I think there's different opinions. Whoa, I am here live. Bill Gates. Yes, you are here live. Yes, sir. For any of the fish here, are you hoping to start pouring in April? Yep. Definitely start pouring in April. Uh, drink whiskey. No, I don't drink whiskey. Shave the beard for 500,000 subs. Definitely not. Definitely not. What I was going to say is the winter has been really mild here. You guys saw the snow plowing videos. That was like, it was terrible. It was super cold, tons of snow, but it was only like a week and a half or 2 weeks long. And then before that, it was warm. And now after that, it's been warm and we haven't had much snow at all. So there's like no frost in the ground right now, which is crazy for February. Normally we have thick frost in the ground. So I think it's going to be I think it's going to be an early start. I can't say that yet. I hope it's an early start. It could get really cold and we could get tons of snow. It's literally the middle of winter here in Wisconsin. You just never know what's going to happen. In and Out is overrated now. That's what I heard, Dave. That's what I heard. I'm not sure. I know it's very famous, very well known. Utah had a wild winter, says Stephen Brewer. Uh, Come to Wisconsin Illinois border, right down 94. Yep. It's only like the border is like it's not even an hour away. Hour away. Good work, Ryan. Thank you, country. Kids are doing good, Chad. Thanks for asking. Everybody's healthy and doing their thing. School's in full swing, and kids are doing well. Cap, change of cap. Cap. So you guys aren't giving me much time with the caps anymore. Let's go with this one. I don't even know what this is. I have no idea. If anybody recognizes that logo, let me know. I have no idea who sent this to me. Something in my mind is like connecting this with golf. I have no idea if that's right. I could be completely wrong. It is like you just have a thought, and maybe it is something to do with golf. If anybody recognizes that, let me know. But shout out to whoever you are. Victory hat from Timu. Either it's Timu or Timu or however you say it. They've been reaching out. They reached out to me before the Super Bowl like a whole bunch of times. They were like trying to get social media people to advertise for them. Like they're doing like a big social media campaign or whatever, where they spend I mean, they had a Super Bowl commercial. They were spending massive amounts of money, but they wanted me to like do something for them or whatever. And um, I don't want to do anything for TV or Timu, whatever it is. I am going to start doing like sponsored videos like on a more regular basis. I feel like it's just time. I've waited 3 years and I really haven't done anything much at all. And like the opportunities are there. And I'm like, man, because if I do a sponsored video, it's a little while in the beginning. It's like 60 seconds or whatever. Like all the YouTubes that I watch, like people do it and I just skip through it and it doesn't bother me. I'm like always like, I've been like nervous, like, oh, it's gonna offend my audience, and what are they gonna think? And it's like I just need to like get rid of that fear. Like if it offends a few of you, like I'm sorry, but I just need to probably start doing that a little bit, especially this year and just all the stuff I have to pay for. It helps. Like those people pay pretty good, man. Like you can make pretty good money. And I don't want to do them like every video or whatever, but occasionally. I don't think there's really anything wrong with it. So I think I'm probably going to start doing one of those here and there or whatever. But we'll see. I'll have to, run that by the CEO, of course. But we'll see. Let's see. Never had any Polish workers. Yeah, Al, Krabby Al. He was a Polish worker. You're leaving money on the table if you don't do sponsorships. Yeah, I know, John. That's the thing. It's like, man, it's always just been this thing in my head, like I don't want to seem like I'm greedy because you guys know I'm not greedy, but it's also stupid because it's business and there's opportunity to make like extra money. And like, this year in particular, like I'm going to be short of money. So, um, I'm definitely considering doing one here and there. I've just always said no. I just always been like, no, I'm not interested, not interested. And um, so I think it's time to like start doing that once in a while. Because, like I said, I thought of myself and watching other people's videos. Like, it doesn't offend me. Like, I see ads and I kind of expect it. You know what I mean? And if I don't want to see it, you just skip 60 seconds. Like, what's the big deal? So I think I'm just getting over that. All right, we'll move on. Oh no, Raid Shadow Legends, no man. So let me say this. So the gaming. So somebody just brought up the Shadow Legends. Like, that's they do big advertising campaigns on social media. So you'll see a lot of like influencers or whatever do little advertisement for. I will not do that. So you'll never see me do anything for like gaming or whatever. Like it has to be something that at least like generally I would use. or it would line up with, things that I do. I'm not going to do something stupid. Like I talked about this before, but I see the guys like this guy's doing the e-bikes and stuff. Like, come on, dude. Like, I'm not doing. I've had so many people with e-bikes reach out to me. I'm not doing e-bikes, so just stop emailing me. Like, I'm not doing e-bikes. That would be super awkward. Anyways, the Optic Tomahawk watching during my break from California. California, man, I want to see California. There's a lot of stuff that obviously we don't like about California. Tons of stuff we don't like, but there's a lot of beautiful things in California too. So, uh, Blue Chew ads are coming. I don't know what Blue Chew is, so I doubt it. Solar trickle charger for diesel pump. Yeah, that's a good idea. I really should do that. Um, where did you buy the propane heater from? I don't even know. This thing is old, honestly. Easy Money Gaming. No, no. Manscaped. Nope. Not doing Manscaped either. Manscaped reached out to me a bunch of times. Like that is like I don't know. Like that's pretty embarrassing, honestly. Like to talk about stuff like no, not a chance. I saw another guy like do a commercial for that, and I was like, I would never, never do that. Like, no chance. Like, come on, man. Like, talk about that on your channel. Like, there's kids watching, dude. Stop it. What other hats do you have? I don't know if you're talking about my hats. I have tons of hats, you guys. Tons of hats. Let's just grab another one. So here's one. We're almost done with the live stream, by the way. Like a couple more minutes or whatever. But you guys will recognize this brand because a lot of you guys come from like a landscape background. So, pow, Echo. There you go. Man, that thing is super dusty. So just excuse the dust. We'll wear the Echo hat for a little while. Echo, go ahead and send me my royalties for wearing your hat. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. All right, that's kind of straight. This one feels crooked, but it's straight. What was your take on South Florida when you visited the DeWalt people? Your video shows you were excited. So, man, Florida when I got there, they had that big storm. So like everything was a mess. Like there was branches and trees and leaves and things were scattered on the beach. Like the sand was washed away. There was holes and it was just a mess when I was there. It was just the worst timing. It was nice. I mean, it was warm and all that. I just didn't get to experience like I didn't get to experience the beauty that it has to offer because everything was just thrown around. It was a mess. So I definitely want to go back there and check it out under better circumstances. You should build an AI generated concrete landscape design product. They actually have. There's smart people working on that. That's not for me. Mr. Bobby, so he's in care. He's being cared for. So I'll just leave it at that. He's still doing okay. Did you ever renovate your bathroom? Man, you guys ask like very timely questions. So I just signed a contract with the guy upstairs right before I came on the live stream. So he's going to do. So the one thing I didn't feel like I'd have time for is the shower. So we're going to do. It's a bathtub now. We're converting it to a shower stall, and he's putting basically a panel system in on the walls and a shower, glass doors, new fixtures and all that. So I'm having him do that part of the bathroom, and then I'm going to do the rest. The easy part: the floor, the toilet, vanity with sink, and all that. That's the easy part of the bathroom. But I hired somebody to do the hard part, just to get it done because it's gross in there. It's dirty. My daughter's like, I just want it nice for him. So he's going to come probably like 2 or 3 weeks and put that in. I was going to do it really nice with tile and all this stuff, and I was like, man, it's just a bathroom in the basement. I don't have to go crazy with it. So there's some really nice, really nice, like shower systems now. It's not tile. It's like some kind of plastic. It's not like what you're thinking. Though. It's actually really nice. It's hard to explain, but I'll show you guys once it gets in. He had all pictures, and I was like, man, that's beautiful. Even though it's not tile, it looks really good. I'll talk about the 6 bag low chert air microfiber another time. I don't want to get into that right now. I bought my first DeWalt cordless tools. Your brand deal convinced me to go with them. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. So I'm sure they appreciate that too. So I feel like things are going good with them. Like the meetup that we had in Las Vegas, I think that was really good. Um, I just feel like we have a good relationship where I have my contacts there. The expectations are really clear, what they want from me, and um, they're pretty easy to work with for a big company, obviously, honestly. So I'm happy with it so far. Ah, come on! I just put the Echo hat on. I'm not going to switch it again. Actually, I'm going to let you guys go. It's been a little bit over 2 hours now. Are we going to see Daryl Jr. soon? Maybe, maybe. We'll see. Let's go golfing. I love golfing, man. Love golfing. That's one of the things I do when I'm gonna do when I slow down is I'm gonna golf more. One of the hobbies that I enjoy. All right, guys. I love reading your questions and answering them, but I'm losing my voice again, and I'm actually getting tired. So, all right. Well, we got to get out of here. So, next video, this one here, it'll be out on Monday morning at 7 a.m. Central Time as always. And I guess that's it for now. I enjoyed spending some time with you guys. I'll see you on the next one. Adios.